Hello everybody and welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back with another review, and this time on The Empire Strikes Back from a certain point of view. Like the last book, this one also includes 40 short stories that span the length of the film. This time around, I noticed that a lot of the stories were out of order, and it made it a little hard to focus at times. Now, I really enjoyed Star Wars from a certain point of view, but I think Empire falls a little flat in comparison. It's not because the stories are bad or anything like that, it's mainly because The Empire Strikes Back is such a focused story. There are not as many open locations or people to add stories for, so a lot of them involved brand new characters written just for the book. And I think that's the reason I ranked this book lower than the first. Knowing that I never saw these characters on screen made it harder to picture in my head exactly who they were and what they were doing. Almost sounded like Yoda there, let's go. But there were still so many great stories that grabbed my attention so well. Instantly, my first thought springs to Fake It Till You Make It by my favorite author, Cavan Scott. And of course, the story was incredible. I really loved this one because it included Cavan's favorite character, Jackson, and his role in the story is just so wild as he ends up hanging out with Lando and Lobot and accidentally walks in on Vader and his stormtroopers in the dining room. It's a pretty hilarious story and shows the ways you can really have fun with Star Wars. Another example would be Amara Kell's Rules for TIE Pilot Survival, Probably, by Django Wexler. As a fan of pilots, this story was bound to be interesting, but learning about the crew that was around for the bombing run through the asteroid field was so cool. And I would agree that all of her rules applied. While the book definitely does a lot of things right, it is easy to get burnt out as you go through this one and sometimes feel as if you're reliving the same moment over and over. There are several stories that take place on Hoth and on Bespin. It makes sense since we spend most of the time in the film there, but I feel that they placed so many stories in these areas that some felt a little uninspired at times. The stories about the Tauntaun or the Wampa felt a little forced. Yes, I still felt like crying after reading both of those stories, but I think I would have liked to have seen something slightly different. Another small disadvantage came from me listening to the audiobook. One of the stories is about the dragon snake that saves R2 on Dagobah. Now, in the actual book, that story is a comic strip, so I was not expecting to hear a bunch of gurgles and beeping noises, so that very much confused me. Other than the disadvantages, there are still so many great characters that get to step into the spotlight for this book, and I think that makes up for a lot of the things I personally did not like. Having Rey Sloane get a personal story was unexpected, but I loved every bit of it, and learning how she slowly moved through the ranks was awesome. This does make me wonder about the final installment that is set to come out tomorrow. There are several stories in this book that I'm interested in, but I hope that it does not end up with some of the same issues that are in this book. I feel that it will be better as there is just much more to mention in this story, several characters as well as locations that I think will make for a better variety. Overall, The Empire Strikes Back from a certain point of view is a great second installment to this trilogy, even with the issues that I saw throughout. There is a story for everyone in this book, and therefore I find that everyone should give the book a chance. But have you read Empire from a certain point of view? What stories were your favorite, and which ones just didn't do it for you? Let us know all of your thoughts down in the comments below. As always, thank you to everyone who stuck around to this point in the video, and we hope to see you again very soon.